2020 Honda Accord. This is for 10th generation Honda Accords. Making a quick video on installing my V3 taillights. First things first, you gotta pop out the liner. It has 10 of these pop out clips, which you could easily do with a flathead. Now that the liner's popped out, we're gonna have to get rid of this, get this out the way to get to the lights. So it's a total of 4 8mm bolts. As you can see here, those are the two, 1, 2 on each side, 1, 2. Okay, I got those bolts removed. You also have at the dead center, let me zoom out and back in, a little Phillips head screw right there to take the emblem off. And then let me zoom out and back in. Here you see those 3, let me get the right angle. So there's 1, 2, and then a third right there. I don't know if you can see it. Let me go in. There we go. There we go. A third there. 1, 2, 3. There's push pins that you need to get rid of on both sides. That Phillips head screw removes the emblem. That way you could detach this whole piece here. I started from up here and worked my way through, applying pressure to the top to get the first 2 green clips off. This last one, I wedged my hands in between here and here, using both hands to apply equal pressure so that last one pops out. So besides those green clips, you also apply pressure to the top here to pop off this clip here at the end to get it off. Let me show you on this side, since I haven't done it yet on this side. Just like that. Bam, popped right out. Now, as you can see, it's hanging since it's still attached to this wiring. So just use some pliers to get this clip out and get these 2 clips off. You just squeeze it down and pull out. All right, couldn't do that one-handed, but there you have it. Here's the wire, it's hanging loose. Now there are another 2 8mm bolts here. So now, before I get to the removal of these lights, this plastic insert, I just stick my fingers up top and carefully put enough pressure to pop it right out. It popped right out. Also, this comes with new ones here, so if you do happen to snap them by doing that, don't worry, you could just replace it. So now that you got those 2 bolts out, just stick your hand in here, in this little gap here, and apply outward pressure. Okay, here we go. 2 more 8mm bolts for these side lights. I just popped them out. Now I'm saving everything here. You see, I have it organized in the way that I'm having it popped out. I always tend to do this. So this is the top ones, these are the bottom ones from at the beginning there. So I like organizing my space here, just so I know which one was top, which one was bottom, which one were the top lights, which one were the side lights. So that way I don't get confused when putting everything back. So definitely stay organized, will make your job much quicker, much easier on the installation at the end. All right, so some cars it slides out this way just by pulling it. These actually have tabs here, so with 2 hands I apply pressure down here and it popped right out. You see those tabs there? Yep, that's what was holding it in place. So then now the whole light comes off. All right, popping that wire out was a bit tricky, that wire there. For the top tab, you just push in and slide out, but then you have it was right here. Then you have to, let me see if I can do this. Let me lay this down to show you guys. This right here was stuck in here. Unfortunately, you don't have a place to put in your fingers through here. but this side is exposed. So I just stuck my finger in there, pushing against it, so that at least one of these tabs on one side pushes in, while with the other hand I'm grabbing the top end here and pushing out. So one hand pushing this tab in, the other hand grabbing it and pulling out, both simultaneously, and it should pop right out. All right, now that I got that off, back to the top here, there's 2 washers that you need to take off. Let me point to it. Those silver ones, 1, 2. This is what they look like. 2 on each side. It's a total of 4 there. All right, so once I have those washers off, apply pressure on both sides, because there is another clip or tab that holds it in. Let me show you those. They're right there. See that? So that green one as well down there, that black and green one. This one too. So just apply even pressure on both sides and it should pop right out, which it did. So now I'm just gonna take off the wiring that's holding it in place. You see, so this one I just twisted over and out. This one I just had to, like with the other ones, I had to just squeeze down right here while pulling it out. So and then it pops right out. Now I could take off this light here. You see, it comes right out. So let me continue to put these lights away here. I'm just using the original packaging that the V3 taillights came in and putting everything back where it should go. Okay, I was able to get that white tab off of the light. So it was pretty easy once I had the light bulb off, but this is how you twist it to pop it out to get you a better grip or a better angle so that it could, that's how it pops right back in. So pop it up. This is the upward view of it on the left side. So you twist it up to pop out, or you could just squeeze it down here and pop it out like the other electrical tabs there. All right, and for both of these, there's only one way they go in correctly. So when you try them the first attempt, you know, you have a 50-50 chance. If it doesn't go in one way, just flip it around and they'll both go in just one way. Now this one, you may be wondering how come you have an extra one there. It's actually for this light here, the one that goes to the side here. So I removed the rubber grommet that was in here, so that way I could feed all this wiring to get me, I'm gonna have it zip tied or electrical taped through this wire, and then it'll connect to there. So same deal with this one. That connects to this. There's only one way that it'll connect if it doesn't work. One way, just flip it around, but those are the only 2 wires there, as you can see, and that'll be that. All right, it would help if I had the right side light. I was actually using the other side, so just make sure you take a look at it before you install. But yes, there's only one way that it goes in. Let me try to do this with one hand to show you guys right here. It's only one way that it goes in. Let me get it situated first before. Okay, there we go. You'll hear it click. Oh, I didn't even hear it click that time. But make sure you check it. See, it can't come out. So it definitely clicked in. So there's only one way this goes in. The rest of this wiring, like I said, I removed the rubber grommet there, feed it all the way up into this. Now for the rubber grommet, you know, I'm not trying to drill any hole, do any extra work, so I just squeezed it in there from the inside out, and that's the end result. That's water protective enough. You know, it's also got this rubber coating around the whole thing, an extra layer of protection there, so it's plenty good. That should be fine. And it's rubber, you know what I mean? So it's enough play in that rubber grommet to not squeeze the crap out of this wiring here. So wiring should be fine. All right, I came across something as I was installing this right side. Just make sure you see that black tab there. I can point to it right there. Let me put it in focus. You see how part of the aftermarket taillights, it also has a tab. Make sure that aftermarket taillight tab gets tucked under. So you want to tuck that under first before aligning both of these tabs there. So that's what you want to, that's your priority first, is making sure that's tucked under before sliding it in and then popping these two tabs in. All right, so this doesn't quite align perfectly, so I'm pushing down on here. See, now that I have it pushed down, it's a little bit more aligned. So you see, this is why you stay organized. I know these are my side bolts here. I'm gonna grab those and install them now. Now for these two 8mm screws that go in here, in here, just make sure you screw those in by hand. That way you're not gonna mess up the threads. So always do these by hand at first before you use any type of tool. Okay, beautiful. They're both in now. As you can see here in the back, they're all the way fully through. You see that? That one down there, this one up here. Just be careful with that. So now I'm gonna take this wire here, and it only goes in one way correctly. Let me see if I can. Sorry guys, hard to do this with one hand, but you see how this sits higher up, these prongs that go inserted into here. So there it is. This is the top here. You see those squares here? So use that as your guide to plug it in correctly. Another quick tip as you're feeding this up. Oh snap, I just realized the left side has all this junk, all this electrical wiring junk, but not the right side. So just keep in mind, just so it has an even cleaner look, feed it in through this hole before you connect it over here. That way any extra wiring you could just tuck back in here, since there's a huge gap here between the metal components there. So just so to give it that cleaner look, you know, you have a space back here to tuck all this extra wiring. All right guys, moment of truth. So I skipped the rest of the steps because the rest are common sense. You know, just do everything in reverse, what you did to get all the bolts and wiring out. But yeah, this is the moment of truth right here. Let me unlock. Look at that, the sequential lights are freaking dope. So let me turn on the car and go through everything. Alright, this is with the brake on. Reverse. Alright. Stop. Left turn signal. So I just wanted to quickly show you the animation of these. Now I'm going to hit unlock. Then it's going to fully illuminate. Again, unlock, lock, unlock. I'm going to put a link for these taillights in the description. I bought these off of Amazon. They came fairly fast. It looks like they come straight from China. They're definitely manufactured in China. But yeah, I'm very, very happy with the outcome. They're smoked, as you can see. Let me wait for that to turn off, but they're really bright since they're LEDs. But look how they're smoked. I just love that smoke look. But you can still see the design underneath. It's not like it's super smoked where you're not unable to see the design of the lights underneath. It's a really nice design. Let me hit the unlock again for you guys to see that one more time. Let me zoom in here. Now the camera makes it look like the red is flickering, but it's not. It's fading in. Right there is fully faded, so it looks like it's flickering. I'm not sure why, but yes, that's the finished outcome. Now I will say that animation only works if you have your lights on. Make sure you share this video for the others. All right, guys, thanks for watching. V3 tail light install. It's pretty easy if you're experienced. You know, if you've done this type of work before, you could probably get it done in a half hour. Inexperienced, an hour, I would say. Thanks for watching, guys.